right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Save Point Vids presents the definitive top 10, where we bring to you our individual top 10 list on whatever it is that we want to talk about in the video game industry and then compile it into the definitive top 10 list for your enjoyment. If you like the sound of that, head over to youtube.com/SavePointVids, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. We've seen a big increase in subscribers in the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 days. Definitely appreciate, again, the love and support that you guys have shown us. And most importantly, tell a friend. If you don't want to look at us and you'd rather listen maybe on your commute to school or to work, check us out on all major podcast platforms. All you have to do is search the Save Point Vids podcast. That's Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, Pocket Cast. There's a couple others in there that I'm forgetting. But yeah, check us out there if you don't want to watch us on YouTube. And go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. Give us a thumbs up, whatever it is, the rating platform of choice there. Today's episode is going to be all about the top 10 badass video game characters. So it doesn't have to be heroes necessarily. It can be heroes, villains, can be something in between. And I know badass is kind of a nebulous term, so I just left it up to these guys to create the list on whatever badass means to them. So it can be the most powerful, it can be the coolest looking, it can be a combination of the two, it can be something else entirely. It's completely up to them. But they're going to present their top 10 list. I'm going to be the judge and compile it into the ultimate or the definitive list. And then, we'll at the end, we'll see where we lie. So, with that being said, I think you won last time. So why don't you kick us off?
So I almost put Tom Brady on my list.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a Steelers fan, but I almost put Tom Brady. Let's see. First, we're going to go with Dante from Devil May Cry.
All right. What's your argument there?
Well, he's he's a demon-slaying badass.
Okay.
He has a giant sword. I forget what his sword's called, but he has a badass sword.
Can't be that badass if you don't even know the name of it.
Well, it's badass looking. I just remember, what was that? Devil May Cry, the first one, I think, where they first introduce him. And he's like eating a slice of pizza.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he just gets attacked by like a bunch of demons.
Yeah.
I think if you're a demon slayer, you're a badass overall.
All right. Dante, going in at number 5. To start the list.
Dante's a badass.
Right there in the middle. He can either rise or fall depending on how the rest of the list shakes out. What's your number 1 pick?
Kratos.
Okay.
He kills gods.
And that's hard to argue.
He kills gods.
Demons, though.
He rips off their heads.
I think Dante could be
the gods.
Kratos
The gods threw him down, and he climbed all the way back up and murdered the king of the gods, Zeus.
Dante's never been thrown down. He doesn't lose.
Oh shit.
Can you really say Kratos lost? Because he ended up killing all the gods and then left and then went to Norse mythology and started killing those gods too.
Well, whatever.
All right.
It'd be a good fight, though. Dante versus Kratos.
Good warm-up fight.
Damn. All right. I'm going to put Kratos for now at number 2.
I want to know what people think. I want to know what people think who would win in a fight.
For number 2. All right, what's your next pick, Sean?
Let's go with.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I didn't. For the people that are joining us for the first time, I'm Josh. We got Sean and Chase here. Just wanted to introduce ourselves. All right, what's your second pick?
Let's go with Doom Guy.
Doom Guy. All right.
I don't even know if he has a name. He doesn't really need a name.
I think it's just
Doom Guy.
I think it's Demon Slayer, isn't it? Or Doom Guy? I don't know.
He's also a demon slayer, and he has badass guns. And he has probably one of the most iconic weapons, the BFG, the giant rifle thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he kills demons, and him and Dante
It's
would
not
make quite a
even
team.
His most iconic weapon, so
What's his most iconic?
the chainsaw.
Ooh, I don't know, man. The BFG, I think, is more iconic. I do like the chainsaw, though. He's an OG badass, you know? Everybody loved the Doom guy back in the day.
This is 2019.
Damn.
Doom Eternal's coming out.
It's true. It's got a good point.
Doom Eternal. And, you know, that's all I gotta say. Doom guy's cool.
Even though your argument for Doom Guy wasn't the best, because of the resurgence in Doom's popularity, I will put him at number 4.
Yeah, Doom
for
guy's
now.
back with a vengeance.
I'll put him at number 4 for now. All right, what's your second pick?
Master Chief.
All right,
I
tell me
thought
why.
about him.
He's single-handedly saving the universe. Need I say more? He's single-handedly taking on the Covenant and the Flood. Let's be honest. All those people those humans, they're not helping him at all. He, in Halo 5, there were the other Spartans who were tracking him, and he made them look like they're his bitches. Let's be honest. And there was like 4 of them, and there was only 1 of him. And no matter what they do, they can't seem to kill him. He's taken on armies by himself. Armies.
I mean, he is Master Chief. I almost named him next, but I went with Doom guy.
It's a good argument. Right now, I'm going to put him at 6. Just because I think he's kind of a bland character.
That's the point. You have to inhabit.
Don't argue on his behalf.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree with Josh, you know.
Yeah,
a bland character.
He's just like he's kind of like
He has that
He's
deep. He has that deep voice. He doesn't need to talk that much. That is the epitome of a badass.
He's just vanilla. He's
so green.
he's like generic action hero. He doesn't have any.
Is
depth.
there anything more badass than a generic action hero? That's like the definition of badass.
I want my heroes to have depth. Like Kratos. Kratos has depth. Well, he does now. He didn't before. That's besides the point.
Dante
This
has
isn't the
depth.
most fucking well-developed character. It's the most badass characters.
It's fair. There's a chance that could. Yeah, there's a chance he could move. That's for sure. All right, what's your next pick?
Let's go with.
And this is depth. He's in love with Cortana, and everything he does is in part for Cortana. There's your depth.
Yeah, but she's AI. That's weird.
Have you ever seen Her?
I was gonna say, what was that movie with Joaquin Phoenix?
That's a good movie.
That's a really good movie.
I've never seen it.
It's on Netflix. Watch it. It's really, really good.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not.
It's good. Let's go with a different kind of badass, Leon Kennedy.
Okay.
He's your kind of like thrust into a badass. You know, he was just a regular old cop, and you know, the zombie outbreak, which is all the rage still. I kind of feel like we're kind of getting out of the zombie phase. It's been like 10 years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Since like Walking Dead.
Yeah. And, you know, he solves puzzles, and he's just your everyday badass. He doesn't have superpowers. He's somebody that you could pick up off the street and, you know, in a situation like a zombie apocalypse, which, you know, could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
I mean, you know.
And you're like, you know what? I want to follow that guy because he kind of knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, kind of. Did you notice in the remake for Resident Evil 2 at the very, very, very beginning when he pulls up to the gas station, he starts pumping gas for a solid 30 seconds before he realizes that there's like blood everywhere, and
That's not very badass.
you know, there's like a car with the window bashed out.
I mean, we don't know what kind of city, you know, Raccoon City is. Maybe that's just normal, you know.
Is that what it was?
That's
It's like the
every
slums
day.
of Detroit.
You know, it could just be every day. You know.
So you're making some good points. I'm gonna put him at number
That
7.
last one wasn't a good point, but
I'm gonna put him at number 7. We'll see how it shakes out. All right, what's your next pick?
Respect that.
Solid Snake.
All right, tell me why.
He has the voice of a badass, the look of a badass. He single-handedly takes down nuclear-equipped giant robots. He takes down cyborg ninjas.
That's pretty badass.
I mean,
He takes down super-powered, supernatural terrorist groups.
Has he ever fought zombies?
He could, and I mean that one Metal Gear game that came out after Metal Gear Solid 5. You know, they're fighting zombies.
It's true.
Oh,
Metal Gear
don't
Survival.
ever bring that up, man.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist.
And he's the super soldier. If he wasn't so badass, why would they be trying to in Metal Gear Solid 2, the solid snake simulation,
That's
trying
true.
to recreate him?
He's the only character on this list where they're trying to make multiples.
And he beat the person who he was cloned from, Big Boss, twice.
Damn, that's a good point.
Who's considered the greatest soldier in history. He beat him twice. And he beat all of his other clone brothers.
That's a great. That's a great.
All
argument.
right. God.
Solid Snake going in at number 1. All right, what's your next pick?
I don't even want to talk about that. Let's go with Scorpion.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat.
All right.
No, I don't play a lot of Mortal Kombat. But Scorpion's iconic, and he's a badass. And I think his, like, his
Kunai,
things, like,
sword,
yeah,
spear.
I can tell.
that's probably one of the most iconic and badass things in video game history.
That Mortal Kombat movie where Johnny Cage is in the forest and like that thing's going after that used to scare me when I was little.
I remember that. That's good.
Maybe I don't have a huge argument, but he is a bad. People just know he's a badass.
I do agree. He's probably between him and. Now he actually even more than Sub-Zero.
Right, it's like him and
the
Sub-Zero, but I think Scorpion's the most iconic
He might be
and
the most
badass
iconic.
person in Mortal Kombat.
That's fair. I'm gonna put him at number 10. But yeah, I agree. He's definitely.
And he looks like a
he's
badass
definitely
too.
up there. All right, what's your next pick?
Sephiroth
Okay,
from Final Fantasy VII.
tell me why.
He's the greatest soldier in Soldier. Nobody even comes close. In Crisis Core, they're like he fights 2 other soldier first class, and it's not even close. He beats them all. He murdered an entire village and set it on fire because he lost his mind.
Okay.
He takes control of the main character and helps use him to summon Meteor to destroy the world.
He fails at it. So I'm saying.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a good counter argument.
I mean, he's a villain. It's a video game.
I'm just saying.
It's true. His ultimate plan
Lost.
failed. Yeah. All right. That's a good point. So Sephiroth going in at number 8.
That's bullshit. And you all know it.
I mean, his ultimate plan failed. He was great up until that point.
But it's a video game. Let's be honest. If it wasn't a video game, he wouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
I mean, if he ran into Cloud
Yeah.
and Barrett, Tifa.
Speaking of which, I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that game.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore. You guys are disrespecting Sephiroth.
I mean, he's not even the most badass character in Final Fantasy, so
Who is?
I would put Kefka above him.
Kefka's a crazy. He's not a badass. He's just weird. He's a weird clown guy.
Yeah. You saw that guy coming, you running. You saw
You see Sephiroth coming with like an 8-foot katana. You're running even faster.
no. No.
You see a giant meteor coming. You can't even run.
I mean, Kefka destroyed the world halfway through 6.
Did he though? Because you still are on the world for the rest of the second half of the game.
Let's move on.
What's your next pick?
This is like another kind of a everyday hero. Laura Croft.
Oh, you son of a bitch! That was my next pick.
All right.
Yeah. You know,
So tell me why.
she's also like kind of Leon thrust into a situation where she has to kind of overcome, and then she becomes a badass. She doesn't start out as a badass. You get to see her growth, and you know, she's kind of looking for answers, at least from what I can remember in the reboot. And I played a little bit of the, what is it, Shadow
Shadow
of the Tomb Raider,
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, whatever one's in the jungle. I played.
Wait, the newest one's Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
The second one was Rise of the Tomb Raider.
that's in the snow.
Yeah, and then the regular Tomb
And
Raider.
then Tomb Raider.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, she's out here, she's killing motherfuckers, and then, you know, at the end of Tomb Raider, she kind of like, it goes supernatural, and, you know, she's like killing like spirits and, you know, I don't know what they are, demons or, you know, whatever the fuck they are, and she's just a normal person. You know, she wasn't born with, you know, God blood in her veins. She's just a normal chick who's hot, and you know, she's badass. Makes her more badass to me.
Making good points. She's
She's iconic. You know?
she is iconic.
All these characters are iconic.
She is badass for those reasons. So we're gonna put her at number 3. Right.
It was her or Drake, but you know, Lara Croft's the OG, so I had to give it to her.
That's fair.
Dual wielding pistols, fighting T-Rexes.
It's true.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever fought a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Dino Crisis.
Turok.
That's all she did was fight dinosaurs.
That is true. Is that on your list?
No, I'm just saying.
All right. One more pick. What's your last one?
I'm gonna go with Raiden from Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Before you start saying, "Oh, he is a whiny little bitch,"
he is kind of whiny. So tell me why he deserves to be on the list.
First off, he may have been whiny, but he still got the job done in the second one and saved New York City. And then to make up for all of that, he returns in the fourth one with the most badass scene ever, fighting Vamp and these little Metal Gear clones. And then he takes them all out. And then Vamp gets him from behind. He stabs Vamp by stabbing through himself. And then Vamp asks, can you not die either? And then he says, no, I'm just not scared to death. Is that not the most badass thing? And then in Revengeance, he just goes on a fucking killing spree, killing all these cyborg ninjas.
You're starting to convince me. At first, I was like, "There's no way he's going to make a solid argument for this." Because in the second,
and then he helps when you're in Metal Gear Rex and Metal Gear Solid 4. He helps fight Metal Gears, and then he stops a giant ship from coming aground at the port by stopping it by himself and sticking a sword in his foot in the ground, and then he just stops it completely.
All right, you convinced me. So Raiden. Still didn't crack the top 5, but I'm going to put him at number 7, which means I'm putting Leon Kennedy, bumping him down to number 9. Okay. So, at the end of round 1, the list reads as follow in ascending order. Number 10, Scorpion. That was Sean's pick. Number 9, Leon Kennedy, also Sean's pick.
You can have the bottom.
Number 8, Sephiroth, Chase.
Welcome to the bottom.
You're at the very bottom.
Number 7,
and then the
Raiden,
second to very bottom.
Chase, Master Chief, Chase at number 6. Dante, Sean at number 5. Doom Guy, number 4.
Doom Guy.
If we're going to talk about how bland of a character Master Chief is, Doom Guy doesn't even talk.
Well, there is a chance to change it. There is a chance to steal. Number 3, Lara Croft. That was Sean's pick. Number 2, Kratos, which Chase's. And number 1, Solid Snake, also Chase's pick. So
he knows too much about just play Metal Gear.
Just to recap, Chase, even though you do have the top 2 picks, you are still technically down in the top 5, 3-2.
That doesn't make sense.
Don't blame the game.
No, because if I have the first 2, I should get extra points. It should be like 1 point for 5th and then like 5 points for 1. And then, going up.
All right, well, we'll make some more amendments to next week's format. All right, so round 2. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 12. Okay. Between 1 and 20. That's for round 3. Round 2, I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 12.
Okay.
Whatever number you pick, I have a list with a list of characters with that corresponding number. And then whatever number or whatever character matches that number, you will argue for why they should be on the list. Doesn't matter if you've ever played the game. Doesn't matter if you even know who the character is. Make it up on the fly. You do your best. Since you do have the most picks in the top 5, you can go first.
We'll go number 7.
All right. So let me pull up the list here. Number 7. And if it's already on the list, then we'll pick an alternate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nathan Drake.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Nathan Drake comes from the Lara Croft formula. He's way funnier. He is
really funny.
He's handsome. They would make great babies together.
This isn't the top 10 funniest characters or the top 10 best looking characters. Top 10
that
badass
all
characters.
adds up to badass. He's got gun skill. He's got driving skill. He's fighting off people.
Ooh, people.
It's true.
People with guns shooting at him. We live in the real world, man. Real badasses.
Real badasses.
Yeah, he could
Fighting
be a
off
badass
people.
in this world and not some fantasy world. And he's got great climbing skills. He's always, he can jump like 20 feet. He's
Oh, we
great
got
upper
a
body.
real Alex Hanold over
Yeah,
here.
great upper body strength. He's a badass. Climb Everest and then shoot his way up.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I am going to put him at number 9. I'm going to bump Leon Kennedy down to number 10, bumping Scorpion off the list.
By Scorpion.
So, you may pick a number between 1 and 12, not 7.
11.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Commander Shepard.
I never really played that.
Do your best. Shot in the dark.
He fights off what they call the Reapers.
He does fight off the Reapers.
They're pretty crazy.
Yes, they are.
Crazy motherfuckers.
Like they built all the gates or something around the galaxy, and
The relays.
the relays, and they're they have better technology, and he still fends them off, and
Yeah, you're right.
that's all I got.
I have a soft spot for Commander Shepard because Mass Effect is one of my favorite franchises. So I am, just through the virtue of being the judge, I'm going to bump him up to number 5.
Oh.
All right. Bumping everything else down. Actually, no. Who was number 5 before?
I think it was Dante.
Dante?
It was Dante. So Dante moves down to number 6. Master Chief is number 7. Sephiroth is number... Raiden... Yeah, Master Chief is number 7. Raiden is number 8. Sephiroth is number 9. Nathan Drake is number 10. Bumping Leon Kennedy again off the list. Pretty happy with this so far, I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, and then Dante, you are correct. That was it. So, Leon Kennedy... Number. Bear with me here while I rearrange the list.
Sephiroth. He's so lame. He looks like a woman.
You're gonna get some hate. Send them all the smoke. Disrespecting Sephiroth like that.
All right, and then number 9, Sephiroth. Number 10 is Nathan Drake. Okay. All right, that is at the end of round 2. So I will now just recap the top 5. Number 5, Commander Shepard. That was Chase's pick. Number 4, Doom Guy. Number 3, Lara Croft. Number 2, Kratos. And number 1, Solid Snake. So the tide has turned in the top 5. Chase, you are up 3-2. All right, so round 3. 1 trivia question each. If you get it right, you have the right to basically steal a pick and make it your own. Okay? You are leading this round at the end of this round, so you can go first. What?
He's just answering?
No, you
Or
both
both of us
answer.
can
So you
answer?
both technically have a chance to steal each. So there is a chance that it could net out neutral.
Okay.
All right, so there's 2 questions. 1 or 2.
2.
What is the only video game franchise originating in the 1970s that has a... excuse me, let me start over. What is the only video game franchise originating in the 1970s that has generated over $1 billion in revenue?
In the 70s?
Yes. Remember, this is his question.
Oh, so I don't answer it? Okay.
What is the only video game franchise originating in the 1970s to generate over $1 billion in revenue?
Good Lord. I don't even know what was out in the 70s either. I mean, it's your question.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man is incorrect. Space Invaders.
Oh.
Space Invaders.
Space Invaders.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so licensed now. It's like in Wreck-It Ralph, so you know.
All right. So by virtue, you get the first question with the chance to steal if you do get it right.
Okay.
What is the maximum level that you can get to in the original Pac-Man? What is the highest
levels?
There's the highest stage. So you progress through the stages. What is the highest stage that you can get to in the original Pac-Man? How many? Or let me rephrase it. How many stages are there in the original Pac-Man?
This should be like a Price is Right thing where I can get close without going over.